In today's episode, let's check out Parimal Mandir's Sacred Scents series, Shuddha Gulab. Namaste everyone and welcome to Om Incense Show with DJ, a show that helps you increase your incense quotient. So if you are an incense enthusiast, consider subscribing. So we have this Parimal Mandir Sacred Scents series, Shuddha Gulab Agarbatti. If you remember, we'd earlier done the Shuddha Chandan, the pure sandal incense, and this is pure rose. So we have this pure rose which comes in a packaging like this, you can see that. And it starts with, it has a Parimal brand on top, then it says Sacred Scents Natural Series, which also is a trademark name. And then we have a beautiful illustration of a girl smelling rose. Then it says pure rose, and in that rose the O is designed as rose itself, and it says pure rose incense. Then we have a perforation on the pack. The perforation is across the pack on both the sides. And then we have what it says is pure rose is made from the divine essence of blooming damask rose flowers. The smooth magical aroma calms the mind, relieves stress and rejuvenates the soul. So that's what the packaging is like. It's a very beautiful, red, white and pink shade of the pack here. The girl and the rose, the illustration is highlighted, so if you can see that, it shines like that. And if you see the rose, the R-O-S-E, the O is designed as rose, the flower, if you can see that. And this is the perforation which is, it's across the pack. So this is what we have. Then on one side we have the Parimal Mandir, the Parimal group logo, and then Parimal Mandir address and the customer care number and all those things. And it is 24 grams of incense for 150 rupees. So this is their premium incense. This falls in that premium category. And then we have a barcode, it says Parimal brand and pure rose. So this is what we have. On the other side, we have directions for use and Parimal Mandir written in Parimal Shuddha Rose written in various Indian languages. And then we again have the Parimal brand and Shuddha Gulab. So this is what it is like. And then on the back side, we have the same thing written in Hindi. It says Shuddha Gulab. So this is what we have. And on the openings, one side we have Parimal brand pure rose and one side we have Parimal brand Shuddha Gulab. So this is like that. And the tape also is a branded tape, and the packaging is quite premium, and if you can see, this is what it looks like. It's quite premium. 24 grams of this incense is for 150 rupees. I'll be linking this in the description box below so you can check that. And now what we get inside is a packaging like this. This is the same like the one that we had in Shuddha Chandan, the pure sandal incense. And the pack is all branded. It says Parimal Aroma Agarbatti. It's written all over. You can see that. And what we have inside are these hand-rolled incenses. These are like hand-rolled masala battis. You can have, if you touch that, you feel the masala. It's quite nice and thick. The incense is nice and thick. Even the bamboo core that they've used is pinkish in color and it's thicker compared to other incenses. So it's like that. And if you see the incense, see, it's thicker compared to other incenses, but the make of it is exactly like the Shuddha Chandan Agarbatti, of course, because it's their natural scents series, and the fragrance is very nice. It's really nice. So the first note that you get of it is it's like pure rose. Yes, you can smell this, incense, and if it's lit up somewhere, you can immediately see that it's a rose incense lit up somewhere. So it's like that kind of an incense. And it's a usual average 9-inch incense and very, very rosy. That's what the top note is. Pure rose. So now let's light up the incense and let's check the diffusion and the retention of it. Let's light it up. It's a very, very fine fragrance, very nice. it'll remind you of, it'll remind you of fresh roses. It's like, you can actually smell the fresh rose content, the water that's there present in that fresh rose, you can smell that. So it's not like just any rose, it's like you're standing, in the middle of a rose garden, which is like in full bloom. That's the kind of rose fragrance we have here. And if you've tested if you use their sandal incense, you will know that the base of this fragrance also is the same like that in the sandalwood incense. The only difference is this is rose and that is sandal. Even that sandal was very, very fresh. The kind of fragrance that you get from the sandal incense is like the fragrance of a freshly made sandalwood paste. So it has that moisture content. The fragrance will remind you of fresh paste. So it has that moisture content to it, and it's not like dry sandalwood, the Oroshika ones, but these are like fresh sandalwood paste. So the moisture content is quite prominent in the fragrance. It is the same thing as here in the rose also. The fragrance has quite a bit of moisture to it, and if you smelled dry rose and fresh rose, you will be able to make out the difference, and you can very, very clearly say that this fragrance is of fresh rose. And the one thing that makes this stand out from other rose incenses that I have tried till date is the fact that if it's lit up somewhere, you get a whiff of it, you can very clearly say that this is a rose fragrance, which is not the case in most other incenses. In fact, I had never come across any good rose incense, and the only rose incense that I liked somewhat was Nirmalia's, but this is better than that. And the Nirmalia incense was it was very mild, and it took time to build the profile. It was more like dried rose, dried rose petals, but this is like fresh rose and very, very nice fragrance. The diffusion is good. I live in a small house, so mine is a 30 square feet house. It's a 1 BHK apartment, but this fragrance had diffused in the entire house, and I could smell this fragrance. I could get the aroma of this rose incense in all of my rooms, and I didn't want to try it out. I didn't light it outside because I wanted to see what the kind of diffusion of the incense is, and the diffusion is quite good. The retention of it is also quite good, like the sandalwood incense. If you suppose you light this up and you have to go out somewhere, so if you light this up and you go out, and when you come back at night, you will definitely get this fragrance. That's the kind of retention that this has. However, if you are in a house where the rooms are open, and if you have a fan on or an exhaust on, of course then the retention goes out, but then the fragrance goes out, then the retention is not much. But if you stay in a house which is like closed, or if you light it up in a room if you have a separate puja room, or any room which is not open for quite some time after this has been lit, and once you open that room, no matter when you open it, so probably if you open it at night, or open it a couple of hours later after the incense has been lit, you definitely will get the fragrance of this incense. So the retention of it also is quite good. So that's about the diffusion and the retention of it. And the incense is quite thick, like I've said earlier also. So the timing, the duration of it is good. It's like almost an hour plus kind of an incense life that it has. So this will go on for an hour once you've lit this up, or probably more than an hour. So that's the kind of incense this is. But somehow even the fragrance is nice and strong, but it's not like in your face kind of strength. It's that nice fragrance which has a full body, but which doesn't smother you with its presence, doesn't force itself on you. It's like that kind of strength. If you've been looking for a good rose incense, you might just want to try this. And I really liked it, and that's the reason I would like to give it a star rating of 4, because I think probably the first time that I've come across a rose incense that I've really liked, and because it has that base, or the base fragrance that was there in the sandalwood incense, and I really like that sandalwood incense. So I'm finding it quite appealing. So that's the kind of fragrance this is. So if you like a rose incense which has the freshness of a rose, you know, the aroma of fresh rose, you would like this. And if you like an incense which has a strong retention, which will stay there for quite some time, then you would want this. If you want an incense which has a good diffusion, which has a good siyas, it spreads to a large area, you would want to try this. So that's Parimal Mandir's Sacred Scent series Pure Rose Incense. So the quiz that we had last time was, where is rope incense mostly used? So the rope incenses are mostly used in Nepal. People in Nepal, you know, the people who practice Buddhism in Nepal use quite a lot of rope incenses. And these rope incenses are quite good in the sense that they have a long duration, and in the past rope incenses were used as time machines, and there used to be long rope incenses which were lit up for the entire day. People in Nepal who practice Buddhism have been using rope incenses for quite some time. So that was the quiz that we had last time, and the answer was given by Vidvatamji. The quiz for today is, what is the name of agar wood in Japanese? What do Japanese call agar wood? That's the quiz for today. I hope you liked today's episode and learned something from it. Link of this incense and many other incense related products in the description box. And let me know of your thoughts in the comment section below, and let me know which is your favorite rose incense. Till we meet again next, take very good care of yourself. Namaste.